Alright, known informally as no burp, medically as retrograde cricopharyngeus dysfunction. Between you and me, let's call it the inability to burp. The most underrepresented condition about, and one that has blighted every social occasion of mine for the last 27 years. I am here to raise awareness. T-shirt! The inability to burp is usually caused by a tight or spasming upper esophageal sphincter and is usually present from childhood or even birth. Symptoms include chronic indigestion, heartburn, bloating, prolific trouser coughs, I still can't say fart, painful hiccups, acid reflux, nausea, difficulty vomiting, most famously, the gurgles. Current treatments include the controversial air vomit, where you activate your gag reflex when the pressure builds up, larynx massage, which is rubbing your neck, shaker exercise, which is basically strengthening the neck muscles in order to, I suppose, pull open the sphincter. Botox injections into the cricopharyngeus basically involves using the planet's most dangerous toxin to relax the area, allowing the air to come up. And balloon dilation, which is exactly what it sounds like, and it isn't going too well at the moment. Most prominent specialists in the game at the moment are Dr. Bastian in America and Mr. Karagama in the UK. If it wasn't for these angels, we'd be sentenced to a life of pain, misery, and FOMO. But it doesn't seem to be a binary thing. Like, there's no burpers with a little need to vent gas, the medium need to vent gas, and then there's no burpers with a great need to vent gas. And that is where I come into it. Me. I have never burped in my life and have needed to every day. My mother says she can't remember me burping as a baba. In all honesty, it has got exponentially worse over the years, but I do remember thinking that indigestion was just synonymous with eating and drinking. These were the first times I ever remember applying the air vomit tactic, which I don't recommend. Out of pure desperation, I'd go to the toilet, shut myself in, go out and go like a T-Rex. But after 2 successful times, my body got wise to it and it never worked ever again. Vomiting has always been a big issue for me. Any illnesses I had usually consisted of like 7 hours of me dryly screaming at a toilet bowl. By my mid-20s, my hiatal hernia had been confirmed. According to No Burp on Reddit, the inability to burp usually goes hand in hand with emetophobia, the fear of vomiting, probably because we've had traumatic experiences during our childhood of screaming our intestines into the brick wall in our throats. Alright, long story short, over the past 2 years I've been filming myself and the view was to do the free methods, you know, the exercises, fix myself and be like, woo, enjoy this video guys. But basically none of that has worked. The NHS is usually a gamble and relies on you taking Dr. Bastian's first ever case study along with you to convince and campaign against the doctors who could potentially get you on the NHS, but then that would entail something like 18 months of waiting. I have laid on my last wedding venue floor as everyone cavorts around happily celebrating their perfect esophageal tract. So I'm going for the big dog, Mr. Karagama himself in London Bridge Hospital. He also works out of the Manchester Royal Infirmary and somewhere else, which I'll put there. Believe it or not, my accent is purely geographical and I'm actually more working class than any of you watching this. So it's taken about a year to arrange the $5,000 approximately needed for this procedure. But I can officially now say that I'm going under the needle in London. It's currently an 80% success rate. Not many people have been through it, which makes that statistic slightly worse, but at this point I would take any chance. I cannot emphasize that enough. So follow me as I hopefully conclude the quest for my first burp.
Coming up. If we wait long enough, can you see? See, that's what's causing the gurgling noise.
Yeah. Hold on to your hats, ladies. Here's a video of my sphincter. All those bubbles aren't supposed to be there. Also, you can see that the esophagus is dilated, is held wide throughout the years of pressure. See you on the other side of a procedure that involves general anesthetic and the application of Botox. Alright. Let's hope they get the right sphincter. Spoiler alert, they did. Don't panic, you haven't changed to the wrong website. This is a screenshot of my sphincter. This shows the 3 different injections that were made. I think the first one's from the left, the second one you can just see it going in from the bottom, and the third one on the right. And all in all, it was a very enjoyable experience for me. I was unconscious. Alright, I'm the day after the operation. I've literally just got a bit of a sore throat and, you know, my swallows are slowing down slightly. I'm here because I'm convinced, I'm scared I'm going to miss the moment, and I think it might be here. So, here we go. I can just feel something already. I think it's a bit early for... I don't really know what it like feels like, so... I think I'm crying. Oh my god, that felt so good. Oh, it felt so good. And the only thing I could think of the moment I felt it is my life's been a lie. Because if that's how you feel, all the time, why aren't you astronauts and prime ministers? Ooh. That one had a bit of a lump in it. That's not right, is it? I don't think I've ever been sad. I think I've just been gassy. You just witnessed my first burp. Let's go own the world. Hey guys, it's me, that kid you used to have trouble with at school, but don't worry, it was because I couldn't burp. I'm really nice now. Day 4 to 8 was pretty tough. The first few days were just heaven. 4 to 8 were pretty tough. There was a lot of regurgitation and my body was struggling to get used to it without sending up a bit too much. So I didn't film any of that because I want this to be as biased as possible, because we need this on the NHS. Because I'm 2 weeks in now and I'm a god. It's one of those things, now when I eat a meal and then let out a gigantic burp, I just cannot comprehend that being inside me and not coming out. And of course the Botox will wear off in about 3 months, but the idea is that by that time the mechanism will have worked itself into action so much that we won't need the effect of the Botox anymore. My god, it feels completely different. Everything feels different. Eating, drinking, moving within a day of eating or drinking. And I know what you'll say, first world problems, you know, it's just burping. But it's the principle. If it's something that we seem to have to spend so much money on, despite some people never having to spend a penny on it because they're born with it, that's what annoys me, and that's what makes me want to get it on some sort of national health service. Risks that were mentioned to me were they could potentially chip a tooth or cut your lip. That's their entry point. Other risks were it returning after the Botox wears off. Looking on Reddit, there's some people who are, you know, 2 or 3 years in and still going strong. There's some people who do lose it. I'm hoping that I don't. But for now, why don't we let the burps speak for themselves? Lemonade! Oh, for God's sake. I'm hoping that you think these are a lot more human this time. Oh, heavens. Chin chin. I'm so insufferably happy nowadays. A lot of things have changed which have amazed me. I had a multicolored tongue my entire life. I've now got a pink tongue. I'm even more handsome. I'm not horrible all the time. Here we go. Wow. Oh, that tickled my nose. That stuff's flipping fizzy. Sometimes I can kind of force them too now, which is quite cool. Like that. I think that sounds more normal as well. I just wish I had known sooner, because I feel like I could legitimately blame this for everything. I can't, but I'd like to try. School, grades, love life, and I think it can all be summed up, all of this, in one succinct sound. Let's save more lives. The inability to burp. Coming to a National Health Service near you. I've been Jack Franks.